Okay, so Clayton, you've had the opportunity to watch a couple of Qigong healing sessions, um, and this is your chance to say what you observed.
Well, it was pretty amazing. My wife's got an injury that was a result of an accident in her early 20s that's just kind of never gone away. And she's gone to physical therapy, she's done some exercises and some dry needling with not much success. So I asked John when he was here visiting if he wouldn't work on her. So the first session was super. It was incredible because one of the abilities I guess I've developed is kind of an awareness, a visual awareness of being able to see people's energy when I'm doing practicing qigong. But I'd never this was kind of a different visualization. So as John worked on,
So, so that visual ability, you didn't have that straight away, did you?
oh no, a couple years
Yeah,
of practicing regularly,
and
and
I'll also note that for some people that may take a lot longer. Some people might never actually sort of have that visual awareness
yeah,
of the energy, but it's not that uncommon, particularly if someone is practicing in a very dedicated way. Um, and for a lot of people, it'll take a lot longer than that. But with enough qigong practice, this is
yeah,
something that
no,
can develop.
it was something that at first when because I guess it is important to talk about the visual ability because that's really how it relates to what I witnessed is that I thought it was something, I kind of thought the lights were playing tricks on my mind. So when I came back from practicing, I shot off a message to John and said, all right,
This was the first time you
yeah, the
sort of
first time
was.
it happened, I'm like, all right, is this a real thing? Is this something with the light? And he said, no, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
So that was good to know. I wasn't losing my mind. So as he was working on her, obviously being able to see the energy coming from John's hands, but as he would reach into the arch of her foot and pull his hands out, it looked like very thin threads of a spider web coming out, and then I could watch him throw it down, and then he'd shake his hand and reach in again and do that. So, and that happened in numerous locations. The feet were very active, the head, and I could see that also when he was restoring the flow, that one leg had a little bit more flow than the other, and I could see some of that energy discharge going in a different direction from her toes, because as we know, it kind of focuses it out the tip. And after he kind of worked all around her body and me witnessing, so there's kind of a hazy mist that, if you want to call it an aura or an energy field, that's fine. But kind of that is the visualization I got. And then he would reach in into the certain specific locations on her body and pull it out. And then when he was doing the hand movements, I could literally see like it being diced up and sliced and then brushed away. There wasn't a whole lot of finger pointing going on, as we've been doing in the course, but it was just an amazing experience just to witness it firsthand. And then after he was done, she got up off of the massage table and she walked like she normally walks, and she was pain free. And that was so. The first treatment was
Because she had been in pain because she had the injury a long
she
time
had the
ago,
injury a long
but
time
then it
ago.
had been flared up for how long?
It hadn't. It had been kind of, I guess, re-aggravated. So,
Yeah, so how long had it been aggravated recently?
oh, recently, about 3 months,
About three.
and she walked with a hobble, trying to compensate for
Mhm.
not putting too much pressure on the leg that was bothering her. And she got up, she walked normally, and she didn't have any pain, and it was amazing. The second session was a little bit different, and he did a couple different things, but a little less visualization. But one of them that was particularly of interest is he was working on her heart area, and I mentioned to Carla, I said, "Man, I see so much energy coming off of your shoulders." And the second he took his hands away from working on her heart area, her shoulders just dropped. And she goes, I felt that. So my wife as well is very pleased with the result, needless to say. So it was just amazing.
And at the end of the session, what happened with her energy?
So at the end of the session, it was kind of as we discussed, kind of where we kind of keep our energy kind of close to the body. So like maybe an inch, inch and a half, 2 inch kind of being the range. It was just kind of this mist, kind of just going around her in the shape of her body. So almost like if you just drew your finger around her body without touching it, and then you filled in the space between there and her body. It was just, I could see it was all filled up, and could still see the flow too coming out of the soft tissue points of the hands and the feet. I could see a lot of activity too when he cleared her head. It was like he's holding his hands, and he was like almost like he was filling up a vessel and then dropping it down. So
Cool.
yeah, it was really cool.
Interesting experience.
Amazing to see it firsthand.
Cool. Well, I'm sure that'll help you as you keep on with the course you're working on at the moment, working with the Qigong healing, and hopefully this you're talking about it will be helpful to other people who are doing the course, but also other people who might be interested in receiving Qigong healing as well.
It was
right.
Yeah,
help them to understand a little bit of what's happening.
Yeah, I'm almost at a loss for words to really describe it anymore, because it was so. It was just kind of miraculous in a way, because she had been hurting for so long, and she was in severe pain. Like, I had to help her get up on the bed and lift her leg up for her type, to kind of give you a gauge of how much discomfort she was feeling. But cool. She's walking around like it's not bothering her.
That's great.
And I should note though that she went to like the physical therapist, and she did learn good things about exercise and stuff, but she went like 5 weeks in a row, twice a week. John did this in about 40 minutes. So.
Yeah. Now, I should note, I'll just add a note, probably most people are not going to see what's happening in a Qigong treatment. A few will, but most people generally aren't going to be able to see those details. In my experience, quite a lot of people can feel what's happening.
Right.
Not everyone can even feel what's happening, but a lot of people, if they're receiving the treatment, can feel it, and they can feel when energy is flowing in, they can feel when things are being pulled out, when things are clearing, and so on. But yeah, most people can't see it. But maybe if they've done enough Qigong practice, they'd be able to. But there's not that many people who've done enough dedicated Qigong practice.
It takes a long time.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, thanks very much for that, Clayton.
Absolutely.